Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. You guys, welcome back to In the Kitchen, the pre-Thanksgiving episode. And today Auburn and I are making, well, two versions of one thing. And I'm actually really excited about both of them because we are gonna make stuffed mushrooms. Now, we're gonna use one recipe of Auburn's, one recipe of mine. Auburn's recipe is going to be sausage and cheese stuffed mushrooms. My recipe is gonna be Alaska king crab stuffed mushrooms. So you guys, here we go. Auburn, before we get to the ingredients, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah? You excited about these recipes?
Yes.
Have you made the Italian sausage and cheese one before?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we need. For Auburn's recipe, it is Boursin cheese and mild Italian sausage, a little bit of fennel, and then we're going to do some like minced garlic. You can see we have the mushrooms, and if you guys remember, if you watched our last recipe video, these are the mushrooms that we used in our, what was it called?
The Brussels sprout hash.
That's right, the Brussels, that's right, the keto Brussels sprout hash. So there's the rest of the mushrooms. And then for mine, we have Alaskan crab, Italian parsley, cream cheese, 8 ounces of it. I get the whipped. I don't know, I think it's easier to use. Grated Parmesan Reggiano, plain breadcrumbs, green onions, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. First step, Auburn, what are you doing?
I'm wiping off the mushrooms. You could wash these, but mushrooms are sort of like a sponge and they'll soak up water. And so I like to just wipe them down with a wet paper towel, and it just gets that extra dirt off because they're really not cleaned when you pick them up at the grocery store, because like that is a chunk of dirt. Now, is it going to hurt you to eat that? No, but you know, most people don't want to eat dirt.
Makes sense.
I just wipe them off.
While Auburn is over there finishing, kind of wiping off all the mushrooms, I'm gonna get started on making the filling for mine. One of my favorite things about stuffed mushrooms is essentially just make a filling, stuff the mushroom, toss it in the oven, and then enjoy the deliciousness. So we're gonna get started with these seafood, these crab stuffed mushrooms first. Sorry, I'm actually cutting into this video as I edit it because I realized, I don't know what happened. Like maybe I deleted a clip, maybe I just never hit record, but I like skip a step and jump to the next step. So I was like, I need to fill people in. Basically, all that you guys missed was me putting the 8 ounces of whipped cream cheese into a bowl. So it's gonna jump to the next step now, but it was just weird without that clip. So 8 ounces of cream cheese into the bowl, and now back to the video. Next thing we're putting in is the ½ cup of breadcrumbs. Next, we're gonna grate up 2 cloves of garlic. Again, using this great plate that has just become one of my very favorite tools in the kitchen.
Have you tried looking for one anywhere, like on the internet, that people can use, or?
I haven't. The only place I'd ever seen one, I mean, other than this one you sent, we were at Metro, Auburn and I were at Metro Cooks one day, and they had them there. So I will try to find one online, and if I can find one, I will link it down below in this video, so you guys can check it out. Then we're just gonna add those 2 cloves of garlic right in there like so. Next thing we're adding is ½ a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Do you know how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon?
No, no idea.
There are 3 teaspoons in 1 tablespoon. So ½ a tablespoon is 1½ teaspoons.
Absolutely did not know that.
Now you know?
Now I know. So now we need ½ a cup of finely chopped green onions. Okay, we're gonna put those in there. ½ cup of grated Parmesan cheese. Now our recipe calls for 1 cup of crab. I probably am going to do a little bit more than that because crab's delicious. And I feel about, like stuffed mushrooms, the way I feel about crab cakes, that it should be mostly crab and not mostly like filler.
So you're just crumbling it with your hands, right?
Yep. I kind of, like, I want bigger pieces. When I take again, this kind of crab cake. When I take a bite of a stuffed mushroom or a crab cake, like I want chunks. Like I want to be able to feel the crab and taste the crab. I don't want this pieces in there to be so small that it's like a crab flavored something. Like I want to know that I'm eating crab. Especially when it's like good crab like this. And this crab's already cooked. So you also could just like open this and just eat it. It's really good. Now this recipe calls for 2 to 3 tablespoons of finely chopped Italian parsley. If you've watched some of our In the Kitchen videos, you will know Auburn and Sherri are not parsley fans. I don't know. I don't love the flavor. I don't think it's I don't know what it really adds to dishes.
Color.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with not having as much color. So I'm actually not going to use as much Italian parsley as they say to. We're just going to go like that. And honestly, that's all. I'm not even going to use the rest of that. So that's all our ingredients. Now we're just going to start mixing all of the ingredients together. And I'm just kind of doing so gently, just trying to get everything mixed up, but I also don't want to like crush that crab. And so just mix everything until it looks like it's all together and happy. I think that looks pretty good. Like, look, you can still see like big pieces of crab in there.
But it's also sticking together enough that when you stuff the mushroom, it's actually gonna stick together.
Exactly, because you don't want it to be like so not mixed that it just like falls apart. It needs to have some like binding together. I think that's perfect.
Looks good to me.
So now I'm just starting to stuff these. And again, I'm just like filling up a spoon and putting them in there like that. I just want it to be kind of bulging out of the top. There's not a ton of space if you look in these mushrooms. It's not like there's a ton of empty space. So a lot of the filling is going to be on the top. So just kind of pack it down in there. And then just something like that. So you can see half of the mushrooms now are stuffed, and that filling made 11 mushrooms. And gosh, you guys, I bet I used half of that recipe. So you could easily do 24 mushrooms with that recipe.
You could also use bigger mushrooms. We're using white button mushrooms.
Yep.
Just because that's what we bought at the store, but you could use like portobello mushrooms and do great big mushrooms.
That'd be delicious. And this is the leftover stuffing for the crab mushrooms, and lots of ways you could do this. You could have this just basically, this is basically just like crab salad right now. So you could have a crab salad sandwich. You could put this on a piece of bread, just do like an open-faced crab melt. Just put a piece of cheese over this and put it in the oven under the broiler. That's probably how I'm going to use this. Excited to have leftover filling. Auburn's getting started on her recipe over here. Auburn, what you doing?
I'm grating 3 cloves of garlic since I am going to be cooking mine. Yours was left raw in your crab mixture. I mean, yours is going to be baked, but mine's going to be cooked on the stove with the Italian sausage.
And you can see Auburn just put 1 pound of ground Italian sausage here in the skillet. We're using a mild Italian. I'm assuming you could use a spicy Italian if you wanted to.
You could also use chorizo if you wanted.
Ooh, that would be delicious.
I'm just really breaking up this sausage. Adam left his crab chunks really big because he wants big chunks of crab. I want this sausage broken up small enough that it will fit inside the mushroom. So I'm really trying to break it up. Next I'm going to add some fennel. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch them and kind of like roll them around between my fingers just to break them up a little bit. Because I think that that helps really get that fennel seasoning in there.
And in goes all of that garlic. Oh my goodness.
We're going to cook this sausage until it is completely brown. We don't want any pink left. And then we'll take it off the heat.
Now Auburn is using Boursin cheese.
You could use cream cheese if you want. I just feel like this has seasoning in it already, and so I don't have to do a whole lot to make it taste even better. So I'm going to start with one of these little bricks of Boursin cheese. And if I feel like it needs more cheese, I'll add part of another one. I don't think I'll need 2, but I'm going to start with 1 and go from there.
And the Boursin cheese that we're using, just so you know, for this is the garlic and herb. And Auburn smashed the cheese in there, and now she's just putting...
I want the heat of the sausage to kind of help the cheese melt a little bit and get really soft so it'll mix up really easily.
If I had a spoon, I could just disappear with this bowl and be happy.
I mean, you don't even need a spoon. Triscuits will do just fine.
So all that sausage is now in there.
And that cheese is really soft because that sausage was hot right off the stove.
Oh yeah, you can see it, like even as you stir, you can see how melted it is.
And I do think I'm gonna need some more cheese.
So we'll grab that other box of Boursin. Looks like Auburn's using about half.
I'm just gonna take half, yeah.
Nice.
And like Adam, I'm just gonna use a spoon and I'm gonna try to pack it in there. And then I'll mound some sausage on top.
I like what you said about, with this one, wanting that Italian sausage really to be like in small pieces rather than those big like sausage clumps. Because those would just like not be great.
Right. Large clumps of sausage won't go inside the mushroom very well. So you want it to, you know, fit inside the mushroom.
Look how good these mushrooms look when they're stuffed. Just that sausage, that cheese. I cannot wait to eat these. And just so you know, I do have our oven preheated to 375 already. We decided to cook both of these mushrooms together. So we have the sausage and cheese mushrooms and then the crab mushrooms over here. Both of these need to cook about 20 minutes in the oven at 375. So we are now, oh my gosh, they're all done. We're gonna put these in the oven and let them cook. In they go, and we'll see them in 20 minutes. One of the best things about this recipe as well is the leftovers. Aubrey just said this is basically like a meat dip. Just kind of sitting here and eating this with Triscuits. And you guys, this is so delicious. Timer is going off. Let's turn the oven light on. Open this bad boy up. See how they're looking. Oh my. Auburn, what do you think?
I'm a little bit dead. These look amazing.
I'm so happy right now. They're done, right? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Unless you want to stick yours in the broiler.
I don't think so, because they actually browned up on top. Mm-hmm. The whole point of the broiler is to get them brown, but they actually did that. So I just took these out, and obviously because they just came out of the oven, these are super, super hot. You can actually hear them sizzling. As we took them out, Auburn said, "Can you hear how good they smell?" Because you could just like hear them. It smells so good in here. So we just took the mushrooms, took them off the baking pan. As you can see, Sherri and Auburn are just kind of picking all of the little sausage pieces. Put them on here because, well, thumbnail, had to make it look pretty. But now, I think is the moment of truth. We're gonna try both of these. I'm really excited. They look so good, they smell so good. Auburn and Sherri are trying the seafood ones first. Here we go, let's see. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Are they really hot? Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, I actually thought about that. I was like, oh, they just came out of the oven. Mm-hmm. Way too hot? No, are they good? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Good, 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 good. Now, well, once your mouths have recovered from the blisters, we've got to do the sausage ones.
Yeah.
Are they so good? Uh-oh, you okay? Mm-hmm. You're hot? Mm-hmm. Well, that one has like all that melted cheese in it and the sausage fat.
I'm gonna wait a minute.
You're gonna wait a minute? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, while Sherri is waiting, I'm gonna get caught up because I'm behind you guys. So sausage or seafood mushroom first. Super good. I'm not even gonna wait. I know it's gonna be hot. And I don't even care because sausage and cheese are like two of my favorite food groups. So here we go. Oh my God.
If you thought it was good, cool, it's really good baked.
Super, super good. Both of these stuffed mushrooms, a home run. Super, super delicious. The sausage mushroom, Auburn pointed out, is actually keto. Not so keto when you're eating it with Triscuit crackers, but when you just eat it as a stuffed mushroom, it is keto and it is delicious. And one of the reasons I like having both of these is that I know that there's some people that aren't big seafood fans, not big crab fans. Well, when you have both of these, then you have the sausage and cheese one for them, and who doesn't love sausage and cheese? So I think that these would be great for any holiday party, any Thanksgiving, anything that you're doing where you just want a delicious snack. And so friends, as always, the recipes are posted in the video description down below. If you try these, we would love, love, love to hear from you. Also, I want to know, do you guys like stuffed mushrooms? Are these the kind of things that you would like to make, that you are planning to make? I love hearing when you guys make these recipes. So friends, thanks for being a part of our community. Thanks for being a part of our LeggLife journey and for watching this in the kitchen video, the last one before Thanksgiving. So friends, we love you and we'll see you on the next LeggLife video.